All right, this is another little short video. I've got the tank painted and cleaned, and my plates made, drilled, and I'm putting the plates on right now. Let me give you a little look at it, and I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, there it is. See, I've made plates just out of sheet metal and drilled them for my pop rivets. And that's what it looks like when you close it up. You don't have to worry about sealing it around here, because what I'm going to do is lay an area of fiberglass mat and epoxy right over it. So that's going to seal it from air. No air will get, won't get any fumes out of the tank from there. And you can see my paint job. It's worked pretty good. And that, of course, is going to go there and close it up. And then once I do that, get it pop riveted, get this one in, I am going to pour the paint sealer after this epoxy sets up with my mat to seal this. I'm going to pour my sealer in here upside down, and that will coat all the air gaps that are here and make all this one piece inside. That'll seal all this. You seal it from the back side. Just turn the tank upside down and put some tape over this and tape over the vent and tape over that. Roll it around a little bit, and I think we'll be good. I've done quite a few tanks this way, and it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a little scary to cut a hole in a fuel tank, but you do it from the top, so nothing really sits there. The only thing you're trying to stop is fumes from coming out or spillage. So it's, this seems to work. It works for me. And like I said, I've done, probably 20 fuel tanks this way, and I've yet to have any failure in any of these patches that I put in the tanks. And some of this gas tank sealer really works well. So, I mean, this stuff is hard as nails, and if you do a pretty good job in making all this fairly tight through here, you don't seem to have any problem with it. So, and I'm not going to tell you to cut a hole in your fuel tank, because that cutting the hole is the scary part. You have to fill it full of water. I wash it with soap and water, and I usually stick a hose in here before I do anything. Wash it with soap and water, stick a hose in here, and let the hose run. And fill it completely full of water, and just let it run for a while until all the fuel, that the fumes or whatever is left in there from the fuel is run out. And of course, you want to wash your area or move the tank to another area away from what the overflow is before you cut it. I would, because sparks go in and the fuel sits on top of the water. You could have a problem there. But if you think you're safe, and I fill it full of water and probably leave about a half inch, run about a half inch of water out of it, and then I just cut the hole with a cutoff wheel. And like I said, it's only got about a half inch air gap here, and you got this vent here, and you got a vent here and a vent here, so it's pretty unlikely that anything would happen. And like I said, anytime you're fucking with messing with a fuel tank, it gets a little scary, but I've yet to have any problem, and this is what I do. So, but this is where we are. So, tank's clean, wiped off, finished it, drilled my holes, and I vacuumed it out and wiped it with a damp rag just to make sure there's nothing in there. She's perfectly sealed. It's hard as a rock. It's glass. It's almost like it's glass lined. So this tank ought to be good. The only thing I got to do now is to figure out this, and this is all for a 32 Nash. This is the fuel pickup and cinder. And of course, she's in rough condition. I've cleaned it with muriatic acid and then gave it a bath with soap and water. But I have yet to figure out how this thing works. Here is the gas gauge right here. It's a vacuum operated, or pressure, I should say. Yeah, it must be pressure. Gas gauge that works off how far this is down in the liquid. I'm guessing. You know, I've seen this on boats, but it's not quite like this. They pump them up, and then they got a gauge, and you watch where the needle goes. But this is different. This is a gravity, whatever, fed something. It's got a little tray there that I guess collects fuel. Shoot, this is little thin copper tube right here. And of course, this area through here is gone. You know, so I am not sure what to make of it. I don't know if that was screen that was soldered on there, or if that was, you know, piece of copper and it was sealed. The lines there are rotted off. So I'm almost thinking the little ones came, the two little itty bitty lines came down to the bottom and rolled under and maybe went inside the thing. I just don't know. But, and of course this was the pickup right here. It was broken in two when I pulled it down. So, but this is easy to deal with here. But I don't understand quite what's going on with this gas gauge vacuum thingamabob here. So I'm gonna have to see if I can common sense it to death, you know. See if I can figure out what they were thinking and how they wanted this to work so I can correct it. I probably could just stick electric cinder in it, but because of the gauge, I didn't want to do anything with the gauge. So I'm going to see if I can get this to work, if I can figure out how to make it work. Yeah, we'll see. You know, it's nothing but a thing. It either work or it doesn't work, and then I have to use the old dipstick treatment, the dowel with the thing, and see if I could. Yeah, I could probably just get a dowel in there and check it with a dowel, and that's probably what I'm going to have to do, because I can't find any information on this, and I just don't think I can make it work. I don't even know if the gauge is good enough to work. You know, it is, you know, 1932, so she's been around a while. All right. Well, oh man, arm's sore. This is all I've got for today. And let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Everything else I'm doing is so trivial, it's not worth looking at. All right, it's a nice day today. I got to get to work. See you later.